what time this is supposed to start, right? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, hi, welcome. I don't want to interrupt your conversations, but it's my turn now. Hi, I'm Katie. I am the presenter of this session. I'm here doing Liven Up Math and Science with a dash of music. So if you're in the wrong session, please don't leave. Stay here. I love seeing all of you guys. I love this openness because I have a bunch of activities that we're going to be able to do like hands-on today. So I want to go ahead and get started, but if you guys need, I think I put my email on my handout. I have my email up here, but my email is also on the handout. I'm trying to move more of this professional development stuff away from like my school email, so that's why you see a Gmail on there instead of like an @Alpine or @Jordan. So in case you were wondering. And in case you didn't know, today is June 7th. I put that on here for some reason too. So there you go. Who am I? This is me about 100 pounds ago, I feel like. So yeah, there's that. Right, currently, well, I just finished a school year in elementary school music teacher in Jordan. I did 2 years in Alpine, and this is I did 3 years in Alpine. This is my second year in Jordan. I've been a BTS teacher for all 5 of those years. I do have a master's degree in music education. I moved here from Virginia. Valen, where do you go? Valen hired me from Virginia. Thanks, Valen, you rock. I appreciate it. Thank you. He gave me a job, so it's his fault that I'm here talking to you today. So I love teaching teachers. That's why I'm here. I love, like, if you ask me anything, I'll probably talk your ear off for way too long. So you can always tell me to stop. Not during this, because I have to be here till 11:30, but like afterwards, I love talking. I went from, you guys might, I don't know, my last name used to be Ross, so I was Katie Ross, so if that ever rang a bell, you're like, oh yeah, I know who that is. But I got married to a Persian man, so my last name's now Hijazi-Far. So imagine a 5th grader, 5-year-old saying that. They do great. So 3 years ago, someone told me, this is just a shameless plug, I'm so sorry, but I have to do it for, it's myself. Somebody said I should share what I do in my classroom on social media. So Hello Miss Music Teacher was born. That's me. TikTok, Instagram, embarrassing myself for the whole world to see. Yay. So you can find me on Instagram. I also have Teachers Pay Teachers. Again, shameless plug for all that stuff. So welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. I was not expecting this many people to be in here. So hopefully I brought enough stuff. There are extra handouts on the chair if anybody didn't get a handout. I made 60 copies, so hopefully there was enough. I hope. I recognize you. So, what to expect from today? Because I know my session description was a little vague, so I'm glad you guys are here. I've prepared multiple activities. I have kindergarten all the way up to 6th grade activities for math and science. I have more math activities because they lend themselves a little bit better for music than science, but I do have strategies to be able to implement integrate a lot of science activities for any grade, really. I kind of wanted to see what grade levels were present. So I have moon phase activity, I have vibrations activity, coins, time, place value, grouping, which kind of crosses over to language arts. Music-specific math activities for all of us music teachers in here, and then I have some cross-curricular strategies that cross grade levels too. So I'm going to take a quick poll. If you are K through 3, raise your hand. K through 3. Oh, okay. All right, what about 4 through 6? Oh, okay. All right. And then music specialists, art specialists, dance specialists, any sort of art specialists? All right, sweet. Welcome. Hi. I'm glad you're here. So I was kind of hoping you guys would just say, just do all of them, Katie. Is there? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Thanks, guys. Thanks. All right, so I'm going to go through. We have the next. I can't math right now. Pregnancy brain. We have till 11:30, and it's 10:10. Hour and 20 minutes.
Let's do it.
Okay, we can do it. If I need to slow down, let me know. If I need to speed up, let me know. I'm really flexible. I pulled like 8 of my favorite activities that I do in my classroom that I've also implemented in the classroom. I've given teachers that these ideas that they can put into their classroom. Some of these ideas and activities have an extension into the music classroom. So if you have a music specialist at your school, that would be an easy like crossover. Say, hey, this is what we did in class. Can you extend it into your class, into your class using instruments or rhythms, yada, yada, yada. So I gave you those ideas also in your handout, in your notes. These notes, I tried really hard to put them in order, but I kind of brain dumped onto these. That's why they're so long, so I apologize. But some people are like, no, that's great, because then I don't have to like email you and ask you questions about it later. So all the QR codes on this handout, I don't know which districts do what, because some districts do Microsoft and some do Google. So I gave you the Google slides, the PowerPoint, and the PDF version of some of these activities and slides. So I hope that helps. If you have something that isn't on here as a QR code, please email me. I'll try and just send you something, but that's why I put the PDF on there. But if you do download the PDF, it's not editable. So there's that. So are we ready? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So my first strategy here is Phases of the Moon. It's a layered ostinato strategy. The strategy can be used in any sort of topics or anything like that. But before we get started, I have 10 of these bins that have everything that we need for the session in here. So when you get your bin, we're obviously going to have to be in groups of 4 or 5 to share the bin. But don't go through the bin and start touching everything before I tell you to. Okay? Can we promise me? Okay, thanks. Because there are rubber bands in here, and if I see them flying across the room, no more rubber bands. Okay, so I think the easiest way to do this is just go around and count you guys off by 5s. I think is going to be safe. And then whoever is number 1, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys are a group. I'm not going to make you move, I promise. Don't worry. So whoever's number 1, I'll just have you come grab one of these bins, okay? If I say something completely stupid and it doesn't make any sense, I'm just going to blame it on pregnancy brain, even though it's probably not that. But just say, is that what you really meant to say? And I'll be like, I think so. I don't know. And I'll say it again. So just warn me. Let me know. Because sometimes I don't really know what's coming out of my mouth half the time. So I have 10 of these bins. Please don't touch don't go through it and start playing with everything. I'll let you know what we need. Okay? Sound good? Okay, cool. So I'm going to go through and just count you guys off. And if you're number 1, you have to come grab a bin. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys are going to be a group, okay? So go ahead, grab a bin. Did I go to, where does that? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's grabbing a bin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of try to remember who-ish is in your group so you guys can play together. Where did I stop? Oh, goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Grab a bin. All right. Sweet deal. I know it looks colorful in there, but not yet. Don't be tempted. All right. So, a layered ostinato. Well, let's just start with what an ostinato is at first. Again, think of this as a strategy. Even though this is for 6th grade Phases of the Moon, you can do this for literally anything. I've done a layered ostinato for Christopher Columbus. I've done a layered ostinato for the water cycle. I've done layered ostinatos for literally anything because it's so fun. And the kids will be like, can we do it in can we make like 6 different layers? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Let's see how horrible it'll be the first time we do it. So, and they love it. So, real quick, an ostinato is just a pattern that repeats over and over and over. It can be a rhythmic pattern. It can be a melodic pattern, okay? For this activity, they're all going to be like rhythmic speaking in words, okay? For this activity, your ostinato will be 4 beats long and based on a phase of the moon. I'm going to give you the phase of the moon, okay? And all of this stuff that I handed out, unfortunately, needs to come back to me. I'm sorry. I know. So whenever we're done, we're just going to throw it back in this wagon, and I'm going to figure out how to organize it later, okay? So phases of the moon is going to be our first massive, it's going to be kind of like our base. Not like base, like base. It's going to be like our base layer, okay? So phases of the moon is what we're going to be saying. How can we say this phrase above in only 4 beats? I'm sorry, I'm going so fast through this. Oh, wow, that's so great, Heather. Wow. So then I go through how, this is like something I would do as a music teacher. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, do you like this one? Phases of the moon. Oh, Heather, that was so great. And I put a star so I remembered that this is the one I like. So we go through which one we want to do as a class. And these little things right here, these sideways smiley or faces, they're repeat signs, yeah. So this is phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Phases of, okay, that's going to be the one that we're going to say a lot. So don't worry right now. All right. Also, I got this idea from somebody else in Jordan School District. So again, not an original idea. All right, so a lot of good things aren't, right? But I had permission to share, and I did this in my classroom with a couple little tweaks. So if at least 10% of it's changed, right? It's okay? Is that the copyright rules? I don't know. One person's going like this, so I feel good about it. All right, so I'm going to I made these phases of the moon cards. They're in your PowerPoint. Well, if you scan a QR code, all you have to do is print them off and laminate them. You're welcome. I was like, if I'm going to make them, somebody else can use them. So I'm going to come around and I'm going to give your group a phases of the moon card. This is one thing I forgot to put in the bins. So please, I apologize. So if you're number 1 in your group, how many bins did we? Oh, all 10 of them went out? But how many phases of the moon are there? Not 10. Can you guys count real quick? You got this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm going to give 2 groups the same one. What I want you to do with your group, you can kind of chit-chat amongst yourself, or if you need me to, I could just give you your own ostinato. What I do with my students is I give them like a card. So this one says waning crescent. And I have the group come up with how they want to say it. The rules are, it has to stay in 4 beats. So this is the one I use with my kids. So don't get into groups of 3 or 4. I already did that for you. Let's skip to number 3. Whole group must agree on the ostinato, because you guys know there's going to be one kid that's like, they didn't use my idea, so I'm not going to pretend. Yeah, it was my idea. I'm like, it's okay. We all must communicate and agree on something. So you're going to practice your ostinato as a group, and I'm going to come around and see that you guys feel good about your ostinato. And then we're going to start practicing a couple of these, okay? So I'm going to go to this group over here and be like, do you guys feel good? You practiced it a couple times with repeats, so it can't just be 4 beats and stop. It has to go over and over again. That's the tricky part, okay? So you have to pick a pattern of the way you want to say waning crescent, that it's easy to say over and over again, if that makes sense. Because sometimes the kids are like, waning, crescent, waning, crescent, waning, well, which is fine. If you can do that, that's fine, okay? So then we're going to work our way down my list of things. So here I go. I'm going to go back to this order here. It's okay if we need to use visual ideas to remind us the order of the... All right, you guys are going to be new moon. I don't even know. It's not even in here. Oh, here it is. All right, your group of 5 is going to be new moon. Then we're going to go to... Does that say waning or waxing? I can't even see. Waxing. Gosh. The kids don't know that I don't know this. Wait, waxing crescent. First quarter. Where's the next bin? First quarter. Here's your card. What's next? Thanks. All right, what's next after waxing? Give us full moon. Ooh, you guys got the fun one. Full moon. right, where am I? Waning gibbous. All right. Last quarter. Where's the bit? Here you go. Waning crescent. Oh, thanks. You're going to be new moon again. New moon. We're just going to start the phase over again. And waxing crescent. There you go. So come up with a really cool way to say that in 4 beats. All right, I'm going to give you guys like 60 more seconds. I'm going to come around and check. Does anybody need help? All right, how are you guys doing over here? Sure. I love it. I love it. Does it fit into 4 beats? And then we're just going to go over and over and over, repeats. No. Okay. I love it. I love it. No, it's not boring. It's beautiful. Okay. How was yours? Waxing crescent? I love it. Okay, cool. All right, first quarter, how do you feel? I love it. I'm ready. I love how you guys added some body percussion. I love that. All right, how are you guys doing over here? It's up to you. You could if you wanted to. Are you guys ready? Okay, what's yours? So if it's steady beat, so you go full moon, full moon. I love it. I love it. I love it. You got it? Can I hear it? Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Man, this is going to be so cool. All right. Well, last quarter. Are you guys ready? Oh, I love that half note. Oh, good job. All right. How are you guys? Waning crescent, people. Did you agree? I love it. I love it. Sweet. All right. Can I hear it? I gotta. I love it. Let's hear it. Wow. All right, last one. Waxing crescent. So if it's steady beat, we have 1, 2, ready, go. I love it. Waxing crescent and rest. Cool. Okay, don't forget that rest at the end. Are you ready, kids? One person. I can't hear you. That was so lame, you guys. Wow. All right, let's bring it back. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, let's put this all together. We're going to skip a couple steps because you guys are the advanced 6th grade class. So here's how this is going to work. We're all going to start with phases of the moon. Phase. Okay, wait, hold on. And then I'm going to come around to your group. So if you're first, you guys are going to be saying yours the longest. Okay, so just be mentally prepared that if you're over on this side, you're going to be saying yours the longest. Do not drop out of phases of the moon until I get to you. So you're replacing phases of the moon with your phase. I should be the last one saying phases of the moon. Okay? I'm going to keep the steady beat with my hands, okay? Everybody else, unless you don't have to keep the steady beat if you don't want to. Some people added body percussion, which was way cool. I didn't even ask you to do that, but that's an extension. You can add body percussion, movement, instruments. The possibilities are endless, right? Okay, so we're going to do this one and done because we're the advanced group. Cool? All right. Usually what I told my group is we would say, I would go to the next group after the group before them said their phase twice. Did that make sense? Mm-hmm. So every 8 beats, we're adding in a new phase. Because this is a large group, this is going to take a couple seconds to get going, but you have to stay focused on your phase that you're saying. Capiche? Are you ready? All right. I'm going to start with 2 phases of the moons, all of us together, and then I'm going to bring in this group with their really cool new moon stuff. And then I'm going to let them do 2 while everybody else is still saying phases of the moon. Then I'm going to add in the next group, next group, next group, next group, yes, next group, next group, next group. Cool? All right. 1, 2. Everybody, phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Ready, go. Phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Ready, go. Ready, go. Ready, go. Ready, go. Go. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. 2, ready, and phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Keep going. Phases of the moon. Ooh, I like that. Phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Phases of the phases of phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. Stop. Phases of the moon. Phases of the moon. And stop. And we can all give each other a round of applause. All right. That was way cool. But do you have to just do this with phases of the moon? No. It can literally be done with anything. Okay? Cool beans? Next activity? Done. Okay. Done. Check. I wish I had like a cooler like transition, but I don't. I'm sorry.
Do you want us to pass these over?
Well, you could just throw them in your bins when we're done. Yeah, I don't really care. All right, another strategy. So I'm starting off strong with strategies, you guys. Another strategy would be writing poems, which this would be a language arts crossover. Writing poems, raps, and songs. So I have a water cycle poem right here. It says, water travels high up in the sky, forming clouds as it floats on by. Then it falls down as rain or snow, giving plants a drink to help them grow. And then you could read the rest, okay? So we could talk about writing poems, and they can speak it to a steady beat. So that would cross over using your science or math curriculum things, information, I don't know, and writing it into a really cool poem. Sometimes kids don't like the word poem because it's like, oh man, I don't want to write a poem. This isn't language arts. So I like to call them raps, okay? Because they don't know that they're just writing poems, right? So we could always rap this. Don't judge me, all right, for my rapping skills. I was going to put on this really cool backbeat, but then I already told them that I didn't need sound, so I didn't even check it. So let's just pretend there's a really cool backbeat going on, okay? So we have, yeah, somebody drop a sick beat. Just one person though. This is like my 6th grade classes. All the boys are doing all right. So who wants to drop the sick beat? Oh, now nobody wants to? All right. Oh, okay, like that. It's all really kind of fast, but it's okay. All right, don't judge me. 1, I'm gonna rap. Ready? Water travels up high in the sky, forming clouds as it floats on by. Then it falls down as rain or snow, giving plants a drink to help them grow. And then I'm done. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I actually practiced that, and then I even screwed up, so that's okay. Just reframing it a little bit as a rap instead of a poem. Or if your kids are like, I can't rap, just be like, it's just a poem, okay? So it could go both ways. All right, so that's another strategy. So strategy 1 was layered ostinatos. Strategy 2 was creating poems or raps. I also had one for landforms. Utah's land so wild and grand. And these aren't things that, like, these were created amongst the magnificent minds of a couple teachers and some 5th and 6th graders. Okay. Also, ChatGPT, but okay. Nobody has to know. All right. So we have Utah's land so wild and grand. Mountains reach up like giant stand. Buttes raised tall with cliffs so steep. They watch over valleys where secrets keep. Arches form like nature's art. Canyons deep, a thrilling part. Landforms diverse, a wondrous sight. Utah's beauty shines so bright. Wow. The internet wrote that. Okay, so there's so many things you can do with poems, but I want to stick specifically to STEM because that's what this conference is about. But I wanted to give you these LA crossovers for these purposes, especially with all the older grade levels that we have in here, because this is a very great crossover. If you wrote these poems or raps in class, you can take them to your music teacher, or even you can add a backbeat. You can put on YouTube sick beats 101, I don't know. You can have them create beats through Incredibox, things like that, and they can say their poems or rap their poems over top of the stuff that they create. They can even add melodies to this in music class with their Orff instruments or their recorders or anything like that. So the possibilities are endless. I'm going to keep saying that so many times. How am I on time? Oh, so great. I can slow down. All right. Does anybody have any questions about these 2 strategies, ostinatos or poems, rap songs? This isn't new stuff, right? Everybody's like, we've heard this before. I see nobody nodding. Okay, 1 person. Okay. Cool. No questions? Can I move on? Sweet.
Oh, I do.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Would you teach the kids, sorry about that, would you teach the kids the rhythms? Like when they're doing their ostinatos, would you go through?
That would be a great extension where they could either write out their rhythms in their music class, or if you're a teacher that really feels comfortable with doing all that stuff too in the classroom, that's fine too.
Okay.
But that would be an extension. I have done that with my like high 6th grade classes. Yeah.
Is Incredibox available on like Chromebooks or just on like an app?
They could do. I've used them on Chromebooks.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a website too, not just an app. But the website is limited on which version. There's like 5 or 6 different like vibes that the kids could choose. But the website I think only gives you like 2 or 3 that you can use. I don't know. But the app gives you many. One thing about Incredibox is the dudes do start off shirtless.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So when I was in Utah County teaching, I didn't use Incredibox. But now up in Salt Lake County, it doesn't seem to be an issue. So just
It probably depends on where in Salt Lake County.
Yeah, it depends. But they're little cartoons. They're not like actual dudes. There's little cartoons, and you see their little shirtless bodies. Okay, but when you drag the cool like beats onto them, it puts them in clothes. That's my own caveat. I don't want to get in trouble for saying, oh, use Incredibox, and there's naked men on there. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So you could also have the kids split the words into syllables with the beat so that they get practice identifying the syllables
Man,
and
you're getting
splitting
ahead of
them.
me. I've got syllables in here too. I love it. Syllables.
We're stretching it
I
out.
love it. Some of them could be stretched out between 1 beat or 2 beats. Like these guys over here did last chord. They made their last 2 beats, so that was really cool of them. I want to get into the boxes though, because you guys are like, some of you guys are like, I can't wait to open the box. All right. I started off with a fun one first. So, this is going to be exploring vibrations. How many grade levels talk about vibrations, sound waves, light? Is it 1st grade and 4th grade? So first grade and fourth grade, they talk about this. I pulled out the stuff from the fourth grade curriculum. We had a big BTS meeting with the science, all the music teachers. We had a big, great science talk the other month, was it? March. And it was really great. It kind of made, like, revitalized my love for doing things like this with rubber bands in the classroom. But there are rules, lots of rules when rubber bands are involved. So, the great thing about this activity is we can talk about words like in the music classroom or even in the K-6 general classroom. We have amplitude, wavelength, crest, trough, high pitch versus low pitch. What do those waves look like? The waves closer together, are they farther apart? We can have so many experiments with this. And you can start it in the classroom and then move it into the music room where your music teacher can talk about pitch and things like that, or you can talk about pitch. It's really great. Let me make sure. So here is what you guys are going to be able to do. In your goodie boxes, there are a couple things that you can explore vibrations with. Are you ready to hear what they are? The first one and the most dangerous are rubber bands. Alright? There are multiple different sizes of rubber bands. There are big ones, there are little ones, there are medium ones, there are really big ones that you might not even use. Who knows? You might use them, I don't know. The rubber bands can't fly across the room. You can't make little
launchers.
I don't want to say the word out loud, you know what I'm saying? Okay? The rubber bands are staying on the boxes. Now sometimes the rubber bands break and they fly across the room and the kid would be like, I promise it wasn't me, I didn't do it on purpose, it broke. I'd be like, that's fine. If a rubber band breaks, just put it in the trash can. You can't keep it. Okay? Alright? You guys are all lucky because you know. So, you guys are allowed to, I'm going to give you tasks. I'm going to do tasks. I have task cards that I usually use with my students. So in their boxes, they'll also have task cards, but I didn't have enough for all the boxes. So I was like, it's just easier for me to just say them out loud. So you're allowed to use the box that everything's in. You can use the cups. You can use all the rubber bands if you want. There's also a smaller box, like a little pencil container in there. That might make different sounds, who knows? You can use that. Anything you can wrap a rubber band around, just not your fingers, okay? Or your hands, or your feet, or anything like that. You can explore with the bottoms of your chairs, I don't know. So what you're gonna do is take out the rubber bands out of the little baggies. You can take out the cups. You can take out the black little pencil container, and you can also use the bin that they're in. You're going to, task number 1 is try to create a box guitar or a cup guitar, I don't know, some people have a problem with that, out of the materials that are in your box. Ready, break. You guys are all great students. You're waiting for me to say go. Just create a box guitar. Task number 1, just find a way to create a box guitar out Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Task number 3. Change the direction of the rubber bands. So if they're on your box this way, I need them to go this way. And then talk, or vice versa. Then talk and talk about Don't break my bucket. I guess on the cup you can't really change the directions.
Mine was lower here. Hers is higher because yours is higher.
I feel so bad doing this quickly because you guys look like you're having so much fun. I should have started with this one first because I just hope it gets better from here. But so task number 4. If I was doing this with students, I give them the task cards. I don't stop them. I give them the task cards and let them do this on their own. So I apologize in advance. The tasks are all in your notes. If you wanted to follow along or you wanted to go ahead of me, that's okay. But I'm stopping you each task just so I can see what your process is too. I love watching whatever happens over here. It's really cool. All right, task number 5.
She said no problem.
Oh, I skipped number 4 because it says compare and contrast your box with your box and card with other ones. I'm sure you guys are talking about that. Number 5, using the materials in your station, so whatever was just in your box, can you make the highest pitch instrument that you can, and then the lowest pitch instrument that you can? Just using the things in your kit. Highest pitch and lowest pitch. Oh, that's pretty high over there. They're from the Dollar Tree. This happens every time. A high one and a low one. Yep, 2 separate ones. Because you'll probably have to use 2 separate boxes. But that would be a fun thing to do. Try to make the lowest pitch on one box and the highest pitch on the same box. That would be fun. How's it going over here? It's just going.
We don't have to collaborate as well.
I know.
We're fine. It's great. No, very agreeable.
Small groups was that nice.
Science. Grade standards overlap. It seems like
10 more seconds. 10 more seconds.
for all the grade remember there's like 4 grades and they all have some so you don't
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Are there lowest pitch one is the lowest. You can even see big fat rubber band. You can even see the waves. I love that. Is there any other group that wants to share?
Share yours.
Oh, okay. We're getting points. We're getting points back. Okay, everybody shh.
Because it's so loose.
Ooh.
Oh, that was.
I can feel that in my soul a little bit. I like it. I like that. You guys have a high pitch one over there? Oh, you guys want to share too? Oh, she used a pen to make that. Was the pen in my box?
It was at our station.
Okay, you said it. Okay. All right. I love that group. That was great. All right. She used a pen to make it even higher. That is really high. Like almost only dogs could hear that one. That was really good. All right. The rest of the tasks are just saying pluck the rubber bandage close to your ear, far from your ear. How do the sounds change? And we've already talked about all of this stuff about why your box guitar might be different than the other group's box guitar. But imagine the possibilities of endless. I want somebody to tally how many times I say that. About what you can do and what kind of conversations you can have with this activity. In first grade, all the way up to fourth grade and beyond. Well, who says we need to stop playing with rubber bands after fourth grade? No. I haven't done with this with grades as low as first grade. I started in third grade and I play around with it from third all the way to sixth grade. But it's possible. You first grade teachers think about it if it's something you might want to do. So what we're gonna do is you guys can put the rubber bands and stuff back in the boxes. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Yeah. Those are trash can rubber bands. They're just jumbo ones that you're supposed to put around a trash can. Amazon, I don't remember. I've had those for forever. I don't remember where that is. They're like jumbo rubber bands. The picture of the bag had a trash can on it with the rubber band going around the trash can. So I was like, these would be big enough. Any other questions before I move on? Please de-rubber band all of your stuff and put the rubber bands back. I don't want to have to take all the rubber bands off the stuff. And we're going to come back together in about 10 seconds. So be ready. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you okay? Yeah. 1. Thank you. 0. All right, cool. Next, coins. This is my favorite thing to talk about because I feel like every grade has a problem with coins. Even though it's really in our younger grade curriculum. I mostly do this in second grade. But when I bring back this stuff in like third grade, fourth grade, they're like, I don't remember what this is. So I usually bring it back around a couple times. So my first activity is identifying and adding. You could do subtraction, but I like doing adding of the coins. So if you want, you now can get the coins out of your bag. Each person in your group should be able to have 2 or 3 coins. It doesn't matter which coins you have, but if you could quietly give each person in your group 2 or 3 coins, that would be much appreciated while I keep talking, because I am racing the clock here. So before your students can do this, I would be really, really, really conscientious of the things that they know. So before you do this activity, students need to know how to read, identify, and dictate grade level appropriate rhythms. That's your music teacher's problem. Okay? And they should be able to have a basic understanding of singing sol, mi, or sol, la, sol, mi, songs. Okay? Again, also your music teacher's problem. But In the classroom, these are pretty easy songs to sing, but you don't have to sing these if you don't want to. That's what I like a lot about all these things that I'm giving you guys today, is you don't have to sing. I think that's where a lot of the, like, the walls go up with classroom teachers and integrating music. They're like, well, I can't sing, or I feel uncomfortable singing. So a lot of these things are, you can either just say it as a poem, or you can sing it if you feel comfortable. So, before this lesson, me in my elementary classroom, I teach engine number 9, which you can speak it, engine number 9. Going down Chicago. I say, see it sparkle, see it shine, because I don't like it going off the track, because that's just dramatic. See it sparkle, see it shine, engine number 9. In my first grade class, I sing it as a Sony song. In my second grade class, I sing it as a Sony Lock song. So we can go, engine number 9, going down Chicago line, see it sparkle, see it shine, engine number 9. So as a Sony song, that just means it has 2 pitches, and they just are those 2 pitches, so it means. If you wanted to sing it lower, you can. If you want to sing it higher, you can. That's up to you. So, let's move on. Materials, blah, 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 procedures, blah, blah. Okay, so I showed you the song. This is it, the Sony song. If you wanted to sing it along with me, you can. If not, you don't have to. That's the glorious thing. If you just want to speak it, you can as well. So if you're speaking it, just speak it in the same rhythm that we are. If you wanted to sing it, I think my soul is a little high, but that's okay. Who cares? So, we're just going to go. Ready? 1, 2, ready, and. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. See it sparkle, see it shine. Engine number 9. This whole PowerPoint is in your notes, okay, if you wanted to have that. This song. I also have it notated out. I do this in my class. I like to notate out poems, so my students are dictating and they're writing. So this is just an extension for music teachers. Okay, that's, oh yeah, so much stuff, sorry. This is music teacher stuff. All right. As a B section, we're gonna go through our coins. Again, I obviously review the coins before this. So if student 1 has a quarter, a dime, a quarter, and a dime. So you guys all have 2 coins. If you and somebody next to you, or if you have 4 coins, I don't need to steal from somebody. You're like, give me those. You have 6 coins. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, if you have more than 4, just come up with 4. And is there somebody willing to be student number 1? Are you willing to come up here? Yeah, sure. I'm always ready. Right, student number 1. Is there somebody willing to be student number 2?
I'll be her buddy.
Okay. You want to be number 3? Okay, and then one more. Okay, fine. You can also just look at these coins.
Oh, those coins. Okay.
All right, if you don't have coins in your classroom, some people don't have all these coins. I think these manipulatives are pretty common though in 1st and 2nd grade already. So you can always steal them from there. I put them up on the board though for you guys. You can use the physical coins because I know sometimes it's fun to play with stuff. We'll use the physical coins in a second. For right now, what we're going to do is we're going to use our coins. I'm just going to use the ones on the board. You don't have to say ta or TT. You can just say the words. But we want to speak it in a rhythm. So yours would be like quarter dime, quarter dime. Yours would be penny dime, quarter dime. I cannot make it ostinatos anymore.
Oh, sorry.
That's so cool though. I thought
New
we
idea
were.
unlocked.
I thought
Oh
we
my
were.
gosh. Okay. No, how this would go would be we sing the song. Number 9. Then student 1 would say theirs, quarter dime, and then student 2 would have their turn, and then student 3 would have their turn, and then student 4 would have their turn. So we're doing 16 beats of saying their coins, and then I would have another 4 people come up and do their coins while we're all singing the A section again, or speaking the A section. Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe so? All right, so what we're going to do is we're all going to sing or speak the A section, and student 1 is going to say her four coins. Then student 2 is going to say her 4 coins, and so on and so forth. Everybody is going to be respectful to our performers. Yes? All right. 1. Here's our first note. Ready, sing. Engine, engine number 9, going down Chicago line. See it sparkle, see it shine. Engine, engine number 9.
Quarter dime, quarter dime, penny, dime, dime, penny, nickel, penny, quarter, nickel, penny, 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 penny.
Let's give them a round of applause. You guys are good. Thank you. And then we would go back into the A section with singing. And then I would call up 4 new students, and I would click the next button, and there would be 4 other ones. You can also do this with just your coins and your relatives if you want. They can create their own 4-beat patterns, or you can have some up on the board. It's really hard on the board to see the difference between on here the quarter and the dime, or the quarter and the nickel. So I would probably make my nickel a little smaller. It was just what fit on the board. Is that cool? You guys good on that one? Okay, now what I want you to do is you have the coins in your hand. I want you to add up the coins, like how much money you have in your hand real quick. Okay? Just add up what you have real quick.
41 cents.
Alright, so here's another thing. If your kids feel comfortable adding the coins. Again, I also have some up on the board, but it's way more fun to get one in your hand. So what I'm going to do is we're going to sing the song again, and in the B section, you're going to say, I have blank cents. Okay? So if you have 21 cents, or 26 cents, if I'm student number 1, I'm going to say, I have 26 cents. And then the next student will go, I have 38 cents. I don't know what you guys have. Don't look up at the board, though. I want to see your mathing skills. All right. Who's willing? And nobody actually knows what coins are in your hand, so you could come up with a whole random different. I need
For real though.
I need 4 different people. You don't have to come up if you don't want to.
They would have
section can also be spoken. Okay?
And it can also be sung.
It can also be sung. All right. Any questions about just identifying and adding coins? These are just two different things that I've used in my class. I also had a different B section. I wonder if I wrote it down. Oh, I did. This was more helpful for getting the kids not to feel like they were individualized or like they have to add on the spot. I would put something up like this, and I would change out how many cents. I'd let them add it really quick, and our B section would end up being hurry, hurry, all aboard. Got my ticket, get on board. How much did my ticket cost? It cost 20 cents. So we would do that out of the class. So that would help a lot of my students. We might even start with this to make them feel a lot better with adding, because some kids, have a little bit of struggle with adding. So this was more of like a whole class thing where I'm not pointing out students being like, how many cents do you have? And they're like, oh, I don't know. Okay? Did I go too fast with coins, even though it's my favorite? Any questions about this part of coins?
Ready, set, next lesson.
Okay, ready, set, next one. There's also my coin poems that I made. I actually got these from a teacher at Saratoga Shores, and I put them to a steady beat. So like the penny one is just penny, penny, easily spent. Copper, brown, and worth 1 cent. So the classroom teachers can easily teach these to the steady beat. The ones that, when I got these, they didn't have a steady beat. Or if they did, there were too many syllables on a beat, and I couldn't get first graders to dictate and notate the right rhythms, so I spread them out. So you might notice that I've changed a couple of the poems in here. So if you do know these poems, I've changed a couple to where there's only 1 or 2 syllables or 0 syllables per beat. So it's easy to notate into rhythms, which is what I do with my kids. So we just go into rhythms, but they can learn these poems in class, and then they can bring them to music class, and we can notate them. Cool beans? I feel like I'm overloading. I think those are all of my favorite ones. We still feel good? Yeah. Okay. We have, okay, sweet. We're doing great, you guys. I have a really fun time integration activity. I'm only going to go over the one that my students like the most. So can you guys get your clocks out? Can you please get your clocks out?
Katie, where'd you get your little clock manipulator?
These clocks I got from the Dollar Tree. Everything you see in your buckets, minus the big rubber bands I got from the Dollar Tree. Even the buckets I got from the Dollar Tree. Yeah. I found so many manipulatives from the Dollar Tree, it's not even great, it's not fun. But they also don't last very long. So you gotta be careful. Alright, there's a couple of different ways you can, all these procedures I promise are in your stuff. I'm going through these fast because now I feel like I'm running out of time. I was nervous that I would have too much time. Doesn't that always happen? Like in class, you're just like, ugh, and then you're out of time. Alright, so usually I would start this off with this would be more bigger kid stuff, and I would clap a rhythm. As you can tell, these are all two beat rhythms up here. I start off easy. This would be integrating this stuff into your music classroom. I have stuff for the classroom, don't worry. So if I did like ti ti ta ta ta, could you figure out what time I just clapped? Yeah.
150.
150, yeah. So I start off easy with not a lot of rhythms on here so the kids can find them easy. So I did 1, which was ti ti ta or ta ti ta or whatever you say, and then ta ta. I like it. I know, right? I don't have a pointer. Up there. Okay? So I would start this off pretty simple with not a lot of rhythms, and then when my kids got a little bit more advanced, also some grade levels only do the hour and the half hour or the 15, 30, 45, so you don't have to put rhythms on everything. But these are all grade level appropriate rhythms too. I actually sometimes drop it a grade level because it's kind of hard to see. So then you can move into 4-beat rhythms, which would be crazy. Do you want me to try? Does anybody want to give it a try? Stop. Nobody said yes. Stop. I'm going to skip them. No. Okay. All right. This is also, I'm skipping to like the highest level of thinking where I'm clapping something and you guys have to find it. So really what I would start with is I said, can you clap 230? And then hopefully somebody could clap. Right? Okay, yeah, exactly. So for me, I call this secret time. Can you tell me the secret time? So I'm going to clap the secret time and you guys figure out what the secret time is. Ooh, the kids are way more excited about it than you guys seem to be. So I know. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll clap the secret time. I'm like, I'm going to be the Frankie. And they're like, you're so silly. And I'm like, I know. Okay. All right. Are you ready? This is going to be 2-3. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, you guys saw me look at my watch beforehand. It was 11:10. All right. All right. Let's do a new one since that was too easy. It was 11:10. 11:10. Okay. Oh, this one's going to be really tricky. Are you ready? Okay, I'll do it again. It was 12 o'clock. Oh my gosh, you guys are so smart. Good job. Okay. And then I have different clocks for different grade levels. Okay, here's my extended activity. You have to do it. Okay. I know you guys are, this is crazy. Alright, ignore the banana. But I put it there because my kids are like, it's a banana! I'm like, it is a banana, good job. Alright, this is where your clocks come in handy. I did this with my first graders, my second graders. And they liked this way better than the rhythm one. I think it's because it was a little easier. I think I threw way too much of them too fast. So here's what I would start with. If I could go back and do it again, this is where I would start. Because you can do body percussion in classrooms, right? So we can say, I want everybody, or I can put a time up on the clock, on my clock. And let's say I want to put 1:50 on my clock. You can put 1:50 on your clock if it makes you feel better too. And I'm going to clap out that time. But I'm not going to do 50 pats. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 clap for the hour. And then when my body percussion changes, that's when you should know that I'm going now to the minute hand, right? So I'm going to do 10 pats. So not only do kids have to count how many, well, they have to notice that my body percussion changed, or if you want to do this in class with instruments, that's too, so the timbre of the instrument changed. Not only do you have to do that, they have to count how many times you patted, and then they have to figure out, okay, if it was 10 times, they patted, 10 on the clock is 50. Okay, so 150 would be this. Okay, so I'm showing you a time on the clock. Just pretend the time is on the clock. And we're now performing the time. Okay, so I always start with us doing it together, right? Together. So I want to perform, I'm going to write the number on here because I wasn't proactive enough. Can everybody put 5 o'clock on their clocks? 5 o'clock. It can be AM or PM, it doesn't matter. Thanks. You're welcome. Alright, everybody put 5 o'clock on your clock, and we're going to perform 5 o'clock. So how many claps are we going to have? 5. And how many pats are we going to have?
0.
12.
Or 12. Or 12.
We don't know for sure.
When I was doing this in my class, I made them do 12 pats. instruments, it's easier to use two different timbre instruments, like a metal and a wood, or a metal and a drum, or rhythm sticks and a drum. Something that's totally different, because when you get to secret time, ooh, that's exciting. And I thought you guys were gonna be better at it. When we do secret time, it's easier to tell the difference between two completely different body percussions or two completely different timbre instruments, okay? So now we're gonna play secret time. Are you ready? Yes. You guys are gonna be so over me. Don't worry, you only have 15 more minutes left with me, I promise. Alright, secret time. Try and guess what time it is. Obviously this one's a little easier than the rhythm one, right? This is where I would start. That was after trial and error. So, secret time. Are you ready? Yes. I'm not counting out loud because I want you to count. Don't count out loud either, because then you're going to give your neighbor the answer.
By fives instead of tens?
No, I have not. But that would be a great extension, especially for helping count by fives. I like that. Or even tens. Or if you really wanted to, you could pass all the minutes. Yes, like 5, 10. I like it. See, this is why I love professional development. I love it. This is the second thing I'm going to add. First thing was the coin ostinato. So that was great. All right. Anyway, so we can move this to instruments. Yada, yada, yada. All of this is on your handout. I can move on? Awesome. All right. This is my biggest last one. This is where I plan to stop. And if you have a little more time, I wanted to do grouping. But how many of you guys talk about place value in your classes? Whether it's ones, tens, hundreds. That was a lot less hands. I feel like you guys aren't paying attention. How many people talk about place value in their class? Oh my gosh, way better. All right, so I talked to a bunch of first grade classes. I think they could just talk about tens. Are we have first grade people in here? They go to tens? Yes. 2 places? No, hundreds. Hundreds? Yeah. I honestly haven't done this activity with my little kids. I usually start with third grade because they understand the word place value. So I have this number up here. It's a great, I love doing it up to the thousands place. I've tried doing it to like the millions, but it's like a lot to remember. Like it's a lot of different body parts or a lot of different instruments, and I only did that because the kids asked, and I was okay with that. I was like, let's try it. I'm all about trying the things you want to do. Let's do it. But up to the thousands or 10,000 has been great. So I did this a lot during COVID, where we had to just use like our chairs as instruments and our desks. So that was really fun. You can always use body percussion and you can use instruments. So what this does is it breaks down the different places of our place values, and it assigns a different body percussion or instrument. These are the ones I have these visuals up on my board, so I can constantly change them. I just wrote out the words, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. I'm sorry if everybody can't see it, but I put it up here too. So I would put stomp, pat, clap, and snap up there. I let my students choose which order they want to do. It doesn't matter to me. But I have little magnetic ones. They're also in your boxes. So if you want to get your little cute, what are they called? Body percussion icons out, because you're going to do this in a second with your group. So, first thing is I Their favorite number is 9,999, but I love doing 9,998 just to make them mad. Anyway, so that's what I would do. I'd put this up there, and you can tell that I have body percussion or found sounds in your classroom, so like desks. You can scrape the sides of spiral notebooks. The chair makes thousands of different sounds. Okay, you probably already know that. If you don't have instruments in your classroom. But again, this is a great crossover to work with your music teachers with. So, I want you guys, I gave you your little body percussion, what's it called? Icons, thank you. I haven't messed up too much today. Little body percussion icons, and I have numbers. We also play secret number. Thank you. You guys did so good on that one. We play secret number, so where I would do, like I would have this number, I wouldn't show them to the kids, but I would have this number, and I would perform this number, and I would have to, I'd make them guess it. Okay?
Write it on the whiteboard. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Exactly. I love that. I love that. Or I give this to a child, and I'm like, hey, perform this number, but don't show Sally, okay? Or don't show the class. So the kids, I actually used secret number as a reward. One of my classes, they were so into this, and I was like, how did you guys get this way? But they were like, who's the secret number? And I was like, only if you guys get your 5 points, or whatever, and they would do it. So, do you guys want to come up with your own numbers, or do you want me to give you numbers? Just for sake of time, what would you like? Give you numbers? Right. Here's this group's numbers. Here's this group's numbers.
Instead of just doing it, big numbers, right?
All right. What I want you to do is I want you to perform your 2 numbers with your group.
Whoops.
All right, ready, go. 230 seconds. letting them create. And sometimes I've even given them single-digit cards and they can create their own numbers. But I've found when I'm just introducing this activity, the cards that already have, because I have ones that just have tens and ones all the way up to thousands numbers. I found that it's a little bit easier to start with, and then if I revisit this activity, I can give them ones cards, so that then they can line them up under the exact body percussion icon. All right. Who wants to perform one of their numbers for? Which group?
We do.
Oh, all right. Sorry, I heard them before I saw you. Sorry, guys. All right. Do you guys want to tell us your number, or do you want to play secret number?
Secret number.
Secret number.
Secret number! Make sure you're listening. Oh wait, did you guys keep it the same order?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you ready? Did you guys want to do one? Sure. Do you want to do a secret number or do you want to tell us your number? One more secret number. Are they the same?
You go back and try again.
We're so insane.
It's something in 70.
No, they didn't stop.
Alright. Does anybody have a guess for them?
720.
Yes.
7,200.
7,209?
No, 720.
700.
They didn't stop. 720.
Oh, 720.
They never stopped.
They never stopped. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, my friend Maggie here, just kidding, what's your actual name? we haven't met like that yet.
Okay, Isaac's friend Tina
Tina, yeah,
said,
best friend Tina. Tina was mentioning that we should probably stop there at the 0 to give a little rest so that they would know we don't have anything in the hundreds place. And then I think they were thinking that as a challenge, we wouldn't. And then,
well, I'm petty, so I never stop. I'm just like, I hope you're listening.
right. Well, and then an additional one, this would be a little bit more challenging, maybe giving 10 pats to show that it's actually in the thousands place. Just extra,
That is extra, but I like it. So, because I know how much you guys love eating to lunch on time, we only have 4 minutes left, and I want to use this time to be able to like clean up the manipulatives, ask any questions that you want. Does anybody have any questions? The last activity, the grouping activity, it's on your notes. It's nothing new. It's just syllables, saying syllables to steady beats and stuff like that. But moving it into science, using like your science words, something like that. I think we start off with the fun thing, you know? Yeah.
Just the extension of everything you do with this lesson, take it to rounding. So you give them a number and say round it to this place. And then but having the whiteboards is really helpful.
Yeah, whiteboards are definitely helpful.
And she was saying too, like, instead of writing the numbers, having them write the words.
Yeah,
Not
like
numerals,
write out
but
Not the numerals, but the words.
word form.
Word form.
I haven't even thought about word form.
That's what we're going to struggle with.
So like 9,800.
Put the commas and dashes in the right place.